into machines cutting through solid rock. The transportation of multi-ton stone blocks. Modern aircraft carrying millions of people each day around the world. And space shuttles sending humans to the stars.
And liftoff of Endeavour.
But are these examples of modern technology? Or is there evidence that these incredible achievements existed on Earth thousands of years ago?
And you begin to have to ask yourself, are we missing a part of the story?
Could ancient man have possessed knowledge far beyond that of our own century? And if so, where did it come from?
I think that people in ancient times were visited by beings coming not from this earth, and they gave us scientific technologies.
It becomes ever more apparent that the possible answer of have aliens visited in the past could be a potential yes.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, what if there were clues left behind, sometimes hiding in plain sight? What if we could find the evidence? Saqqara, Egypt. Located roughly 20 miles south of Cairo, it is home to the world-famous step pyramid of King Djoser. Dating back more than 4,000 years, it is the oldest of Egypt's 97 pyramids. Saqqara is also famous for being one of Egypt's oldest burial grounds, earning it the nickname City of the Dead.
On the other hand, the wings are clearly not bird wings.
To the middle of the rum, you see is the wing a bit thicker. In this region, the lift up is the highest. The whole thing becomes thinner to the end of the wings, and those wings are modeled down. And this is a very modern aerodynamic design.
Then the other point is birds have no rudders, because a bird does not need rudder because of its aerodynamic architecture. And so there is the idea they are not representing birds, but flying machines or aircraft.
Could the ancient Egyptians have possessed the power of flight? In 2006, aviation and aerodynamics expert Simon Sanderson built a scale model of the Saqqara bird, 5 times larger than the original, to test that possibility.
We're running at a constant speed, slowly increasing the angle of attack, and then measuring the forces which it's producing. That way we can learn about its flight characteristics. At 10 degrees we're producing 4 times weight in lift, so it actually would be flying now. That's good.
Tests shows the Saqqara bird is a highly developed glider. And this is a design we use today.
During the Sanderson tests,
Technology told us that such a bird could be powered off by catapults to fly. And we had a high acceptance by Egyptian scientists.
the idea of using a catapult does have a contemporary parallel. Many of today's glider enthusiasts employ a bungee cord system to launch their sailcraft into the air. But if the Saqqara bird is capable of flight, where would ancient Egyptians have acquired such technology?
I think that people in ancient times were visited by beings coming not from this earth, and they gave us culture and scientific technologies to improve our life on earth, coming from the primitive to a higher developed culture.
If ancient cultures would be able to produce any really flyable machine, they would be far more advanced than we believe today. It changes our viewpoint of ancient societies.
It's a fact that our ancestors were more intelligent and had more technological superiority capabilities than our history books give them credit for.
You begin to have to ask yourself, are we missing part of the story? And honestly, I think we are. I think there has been a forgotten episode in human history. And we're a species with amnesia. We don't really remember who or what we are.
I haven't been convinced that there is evidence that supports an ancient visitation. But there is no reason why not. And I think to shut oneself to that possibility is a mistake, mainly because there are so many anomalies that we can't explain.
7,000 miles from Egypt, the dense jungles and rugged mountains of Colombia contain a vast number of archaeological sites. Many treasure hunters believe the legendary city of gold, El Dorado, lies hidden here, somewhere under a thick canopy of trees. While the mythical metropolis has never been found, early in the 20th century, tomb robbers searching along the Magdalena River stumbled upon a gravesite dating back 1,500 years to a pre-Columbian civilization known as the Tolima. Among the funerary objects found there were hundreds of small 2 to 3 inch gold figurines.
Many of those looked like insects and fish. However, out of those hundreds that they found, they also found about a dozen that are eerily reminiscent of modern-day fighter jets. They have a triangular shape. They have an upright tail fin, stabilizers, and a fuselage. And they have nothing in common with anything similar in nature.
Could these gold objects really be proof that Earth has been visited by ancient aliens?
One of the objects shows typical swept wings like with a modern aircraft, and when you compare it to something like a space shuttle, you see that the basic wing shape is very similar to wing shapes for high-speed aerodynamic bodies like a space shuttle is.
There is not a single insect in the world which has got its wings at the bottom. Now, when you exclude the possibility that it's an insect, one of the things which remain is the fact that this is actually, yes, what it looks like, a plane.
In 1997, German aviation experts including Alvin Ingholm and Peter Belting set out to prove the speculation by building a scale model replica of the Gold Flyer, fully equipped with landing gear and a working engine.
It was rather simple because we don't need to put much parts to this shape because this shape is perfect. Everything was already done by the native people 2,000 years ago.
They did not add an inch or remove an inch. They just essentially blew the little thing into a larger size. I mean, this is sensational that pre-Columbian culture knew about aerodynamics.
Once completed, the remote-controlled flyer took off down a makeshift runway and flew.
When you see this thing taking off, you really feel that this is the real deal.
It was a very successful test and showed us how perfect ancient people were working out aerodynamic design. What shows you that there must be something happened. We are not quite sure how it did, but that it did.
This is applied science. This isn't just thinking somewhere. This is people going out there and making sure and proving with eyes to see, anybody can see this, that this is real, this is genuine. This little thing which sits in the museum could fly.
So we have two examples from opposite side of the planet, and both examples are aerodynamically sound and they fly. So to suggest that all of this is coincidence, I mean, after a while, even coincidence no longer makes sense.
Could the ancients have seen actual entities like ancient gods, ancient astronauts actually flying around in what amounted to modern aircraft?
The answer to these questions may be found in ancient documents that describe flight patterns, aircraft specs, and even aerial battles in remarkable detail.